Cumming, Georgia was once a quaint town in North Metro Atlanta, but over the last few years, this little town has exploded into the next up-and-coming hotspot. It was once a small farm town, but so much of this land has been developed for neighborhoods and shopping centers and amenities. This area has had some of the biggest, fastest growth that Metro Atlanta has seen. Word has spread on a global level about how great Cumming is and all it has to offer, so it has become quite the diverse area, and demand has gone through the roof. Hi, I'm Sarah Maslowski with KeyPoint Homes Group, and I'm a local real estate agent serving the North Metro Atlanta area. It seems like just about every phone call I get recently from a new buyer has been someone that has been asking about Cumming. So why is it so great, and what new developments can you expect here in this area? Cumming sits just north of Alpharetta, which, if you've heard me talk about before, it's the golden child of the North Atlanta area. Alpharetta is priced out of most people's budgets, and there's not much remaining land to develop, which is why things have begun to shift north to Cumming. Cumming sits on the southern tip of Lake Lanier and is also only 39 miles north of the heart of Atlanta, depending upon where you're at. And it is a straight shot down Georgia 400 to get there. Now, Cumming has all of the big box stores you could need, including one of the few Costco's in the area with a liquor store. You've also got plenty of shopping and restaurants and all the amenities you could need, yet there is still kind of like a charming, almost mountain town feel for certain parts of Cumming. It's one of the few places that you can find both new construction in a neighborhood, and lots of it, or a house on more acreage that is not in a neighborhood. There is a newly finished city center that is a mixed-use development with restaurants, shops, a putt-putt course, a fantastic amphitheater, and it is a really cool new addition to the town. Cumming is one of the bigger towns on Lake Lanier where you can find a house on the lake while still being close to all of the amenities and shopping, which is a huge selling point in and of itself. Cumming has very highly rated schools, which is another huge reason that people are flocking to the area. There are 5 elementary schools with a 10 rating on greatschools.org, 2 middle schools with a 10 rating, and 3 high schools with a 10 rating, not to mention several other schools with 8s and 9s. That pretty much means that anywhere you live in Cumming, you are going to be districted for a very highly rated schools. And we all know what a big priority that is for families with school-aged children. All of these reasons, plus the plentiful land to build on here, are why we are seeing such massive growth. One thing that feels apparent in Cumming right now is that builders can't seem to build houses fast enough in this area to keep up with all of the demand. John Wieland is starting a new community called Sterling Point, which is going to be right off of Peachtree Parkway. So it's going to be very convenient to grocery shopping and restaurants. It plans to have floor plans ranging from 2 bedrooms all the way up to 7 bedrooms. So homes anywhere between 2,200 square feet all the way up to 3,300 square feet. Now, there's also another new neighborhood that is being proposed. It is a 170-lot neighborhood proposed in North Cumming, in what is currently right now a pretty rural area, and the local residents are not very happy about this disturbance of this part of town. There are concerns that the neighborhood will be too dense for the area and create too much traffic, while others support the idea and hope that the road improvements that are going to take place for the neighborhood is just going to improve the traffic overall. This same discussion is happening all over Cumming. Like I mentioned earlier, this town was one pretty rural area, and all of this development is happening what seems relatively very quickly, and that is not always favored by locals. Cumming is also getting a big apartment complex at the intersection of Pilgrim Mill Road and Holtzclaw Road, which will have 295 apartments. It's also going to have commercial office space as well, a multi-purpose trail, and a dog park, and all that's going to go on approximately about 57 acres right there at the intersection of Pilgrim Mill Road and Holtzclaw Road. And they are naming this development the Cottages at Shady Shores. And again, there was quite a fuss to get this approved, as locals were not interested in dealing with more traffic at this location. But once again, developers hope that their plans is going to improve traffic overall in the area instead of worsening it. Toll Brothers is a very popular builder in the area, and they are working on several communities in Cumming. You've heard me mention the neighborhood of Montebello before, and this neighborhood is pretty much sold out. But they also have a new community that they've recently opened called Southbrook, and this neighborhood looks like it's going to have about 50 homes in the upper 700s to 900 price point. That makes a total of 6 Toll Brothers communities in Cumming, which to me is a great sign that Cumming is a thriving location. Toll Brothers is a well-known national builder that does extensive research on an area before moving forward with building in an area. Basically, they are not just going to throw up a development just anywhere because the land is cheap and they can make a great profit. One of their biggest deciding factors on where to build a community is if it's in a great school district, which, like we talked about earlier, you're going to find those all over Cumming. Since there is such a demand for houses of all shapes and sizes and price points here, we are going to continue to see new construction neighborhoods pop up all over. One thing to note, though, is that all of this development does not come cheaply. In September of 2023, the average sales price of a home in Cumming was $608,000. Now, there are going to be some more affordable options, but the demand is so high, it's going to be incredibly challenging to snag one. Now, Cumming was supposed to get a really cool new development, which was going to be, quote, the largest day spa in North America. However, the land where it was slated to be built was recently sold to the Collection at Forsyth, which is a great outdoor shopping mall. So it seems like this new development is not going to be happening anymore. However, it does mean that the Collection will get more shopping and restaurant, and that's really great. We are also going to see a new hotel in Cumming where Ronald Reagan Boulevard and Peachtree Parkway meet, which is right near the Collection at Forsyth. This was a big deal because it is going to be 10 feet taller than any other building and what kind of like the normal code allows. And this was a big deal here. Now, one thing that the North Metro Atlanta area kind of lacks, in my opinion, is great hotels. When clients come to town and ask for a recommendation, it's hard because we really just don't have a ton of hotel options outside kind of like the basic normal hotels. So this new addition is quite welcome. And it's also why it was approved to be taller than normal, since we are really lacking these kinds of accommodations. You may have heard me mention a new development coming to Forsyth County called The Gathering. The plan for this is an arena, retail, restaurant, green space, and more. This is going to be a massive, massive project coming to the area, like a multi-billion-dollar project, including 1.6 million square feet of office and retail space, 750,000 square feet of arena space, and 2,400 residential units. And now it's technically going to be located in the town of Alpharetta, but it's going to be right on the edge of Cumming. So there are definitely going to be impacts on Cumming, like increased traffic and more people if this thing gets off the ground. These kinds of mega plans always seem kind of like out of the realm of possibility until they actually break ground and things really get going. But it sounds like this is going to end up taking shape here. Developers are in the process of jumping through all the required hoops to make this project come to life. And so far, it keeps getting the green light, and it appears like this will take shape in the area. Now, if you've attended a Braves game since they moved to the Battery, it sounds like The Gathering is going to have a very similar feel. They're even trying to, well, rumor has it, attract an NHL team to that arena. I personally think this will be a super cool new development, and it's exciting to see all that is coming to the area. All of these big new developments are going to take time and money to build, so it's going to be a long process, and there's going to be plenty of traffic along the way. So as you can see, the growth in Cumming is not stopping anytime soon. Do you think Cumming might be a place for you? Let me know in the comments below. If you're thinking about making a move anywhere in the North Metro Atlanta area, make sure you reach out to me. You can find my contact information below this video. For more information on Cumming, make sure you check out this great video.